Hi everybody, and welcome to Kids Talk. Today, we're going to be learning how to play Uno No Mercy, which is a spin-off version of Uno. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. But before that, I recommend you to watch my How to Play Uno video, as because this is a spin-off, it will greatly help you. Now, let's get on to it. Okay, so now you have to deal 7 cards to each player like I've done here, but they should be facing down. That is, they should be facing towards the player, because like I have done is actually wrong. It should be towards the player, but this is just for your reference so you can see. And now, just like in normal Uno, you have to match the color or the symbol. And there are various new cards about which we will talk about now, but the most important rule is the mercy rule, which states that if a player at any time has 25 or more cards in their hand, then they are immediately disqualified from the game, and their cards can be set aside, and the remaining players play until someone finishes off their cards. Now, because of this, it's gonna get very, very difficult for people to win in this game. The second most important rule is that when one person does not have a matching card to play onto the discard pile, then he needs to draw cards from the draw pile until he doesn't get matching cards. Now, the player to the left of the dealer starts the game, and then play proceeds in a clockwise direction. So, for example, if this player would have dealt the cards, then this player would have started the game, and then the game would have continued in a clockwise direction. Now, stacking in this game is allowed, unlike in many other versions. So what that means is if this player would have played a card of smaller denominations, for example, a +4, to the discard pile, then the next person, instead of drawing 4 cards, could play a card of the same or higher value and force the next player to draw the total sum amount of cards. So, if this player would have a +6, he could play that to the discard pile, and the player after him, that is this player, would then have to draw 10 cards, unless he wouldn't have a penalty more than 6 cards. In this case, he has a +10. So when he would place this on the discard pile, then the next player wouldn't have to draw 20 cards, because 4, 6, and 10 add up to 20. Unless if he would have a +10, which he doesn't have in this case. This would make games really fun. So now, there are 5 new action cards in this version of Uno, starting with the 7 swap card. And when anyone places this card onto the discard pile, then he or she must swap his hands with any one of the remaining players. And when he does this, he gives all of his cards to that player and takes all of that player's cards for himself, and then play continues as normal. He even has to do it if he doesn't want to. The next card is the Zero's Pass card. Whenever somebody plays it, then all players give their hand to the next player in the current direction of play. So in this case, if this player would have played it and the game was going on in a clockwise direction, then this player would give their cards to this player, he would give his cards to them, they would give their cards to this player, and this player would give their cards to this player. Similarly, the next 2 cards are the +2s and the +4s, which are the simple normal cards. You have to draw 2 cards in this one and skip your turn, and the next player draws 4 cards and skips his turn in this card. Similarly, now we have the skip card, which skips the next player in turn order, and then the player after him goes. The reverse card, which reverses the current direction of play, so if it was clockwise, it would now be anti-clockwise, or vice versa. Now this card is a new card, so this is the discard all card. One player can take this card and take all of the cards of the same color, so this player would have 2, put them underneath this card, and place the whole thing on the discard pile. So this would allow players to lose all of their cards of one color very easily. Then we have the skip everyone card, and whichever player puts this down basically takes another turn as all other players are skipped. Now, there are 4 new wild cards to the game, and the normal wild card has been totally removed. So the first card is the Wild Reverse +4 card, and the player who plays this card gets to do 2 things. Well, first of all, the current direction of play is reversed, so if it would be anti-clockwise, it would be counterclockwise now, which would be the same as the reverse card. And now the player in the new direction won't have to draw 4 cards. So basically, the player who went before the player who played this card would draw 4 cards and then play with reverse direction. Then we have the draw 6 card, which allows the next player to draw 6 cards and skip his turn. And whichever player draws cards skips his turn in all of these wild cards, regardless of which one of ever these is. Then we have the draw 10 card, and this make or break the game, as if someone has 15 or more cards and they get this played on them, then they automatically lose. So, as the name suggests, the next player would have to draw 10 cards, then miss their turn. And since all of these cards are wild cards, the player who played them can choose the corresponding color. Last but not the least, we have the Wild Color Roulette card. And this card can make someone lose the game automatically. Now, what this card does is whichever player plays this card, the next player gets to call a color. And whichever color the next player calls, he has to pick up cards from the draw pile until they get that color that they have chosen. This could be 2 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards, or, you guessed it, it could be more than 25 cards. Now, one last optional victory method is to give points to the player who wins that round. And this would be greatly useful for a family game night, as it would prolong games, and in this format, the player who reaches 1000 points first would be the winner. Now, if you play like this, then all the number cards from 0 to 9 are valued at face value. All of the action cards, the skips, reverses, draw 2s, draw 4s, discard alls, and skip everyone are valued at 20 points. And any wild card that was left unplayed in a player's hand would be valued at 50 points. So the wild draw 4 reverses, the wild draw 6s, the wild draw 10s, and of course the wild color roulette card. Additionally, also give 250 points to the player who knocks out another player to the game. So for example, if one player had played the color roulette card, which caused another player to go out by drawing 25 or more cards, then that player who played this card should be awarded 250 points extra. The person who reaches 1000 points first wins the game. Keep a running tally of the points of each player throughout the game. And that's how you play Uno No Mercy. And if you have any comments, feel free to post them in the comment section below so I can answer them. And as I always say, like, share, subscribe, and I'm going to be seeing you in my next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye!